Okay, so here we have to do some kind of disclaimer about spoilers that'll play before the show.
Oh, yes.
Because we totally shred that whole show.
Yeah. If you haven't watched this new episode of Doctor Who, this is your warning.
Yes, and I think that's the perfect way to start this, which is to say, you're about to hear us go over the details of The Woman Who Fell to Earth, the new Doctor Who, in detail. So,
we will name characters
yes,
and describe objects.
Absolutely. There will be, all secrets are bared. If you have not watched this episode yet, don't listen to the show, okay?
Yeah. We're not for you until after you do.
Yes. After the show, please come and listen and argue with us or love us. But for now, this isn't spoilers, doesn't even begin to cover it.
No.
Okay? So if you haven't watched the show, turn back, stop, turn back.
Hop back in your TARDIS.
Yeah, get back in the TARDIS where it's safe.
Wherever it is.
Oh no, the poor missing TARDIS. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 1 of Geek Girl versus Nerd Boy. Yes, a battle to the death every week. Well, maybe not a battle to the death. Maybe it's just sort of a battle of wits. I don't know. Maybe
that's a little violent.
Yeah, okay, so maybe it's a peaceful struggle of wits, or at least a half wit and a wit. You'll decide who is who. My name is Russell Frost. I am one half of the team. I'm obviously the Nerd Boy, and my friend Brianna Hasty is Geek Girl. Say hi.
Hello, that is me.
Do you have
that's all I got. Sorry,
that's all I was just going to say. This is so no big message of love for the universe or anything.
No, say what's up.
Okay. So this is, and obviously, this isn't my show or Brianna, it's both of us. Totally, 50-50 deal. And I'm like, we're just going to talk about stuff that we'd like to talk about. We don't really have we haven't laid out like a season's story arc here or anything.
No, but I believe that's going to be a big topic in this first episode here.
See? Nicely played.
Look at me go.
Yeah. So, so this is how it's going to work. Tune in each week and figure out what we're talking about and tell us why we're right or wrong. That's all. By
the way, I'm always right.
Except when I'm right.
Yeah, no.
Not so much. Damn. So, the big news, obviously, come on. Is there anything else more important in the universe right now, today, than yesterday, the launch of Series 11, Episode 1 of Doctor Who, featuring...
Yay, Doctor is back.
Yay, featuring a brand new Doctor.
Jodie Whittaker rocking it out.
So, right at the outset, do either of us have anything negative to say about Jodie?
No.
Okay, so we both...
No, besides your comment the other day on her interviewing skills,
well,
but I still state that is probably because she can't say anything.
I totally agree. Absolutely. Yes, but her interviews have been less than stellar, but I don't even want to... I think her performance in the show, I think the way she's kind of grasped this character and put it out there is so perfect. It's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's very exciting to see where she's going to go because she's a fantastic actor just in general. And there's so many levels to the Doctor that she can explore differently. She's carried those mannerisms through. I've never been a Capaldi fan, not anything against him. I just didn't get into that series. And since now I'm going back and watching it literally right now, I have it on the TV screen. I'm seeing some mannerisms that she's carried through from him, that he carried through from Matt Smith, that were carried by David Tennant all the way to Eccleston. And it's kind of exciting. it's honoring without like ripping off. And that's the key to the Doctor.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. It's a totally different person, yet it's the same person. I mean, that's the wonderful thing of the basic storyline of this series, you know, is that the Doctor regenerates and is the same person, but is a totally different person. And that's wonderful because you get to see these actors bring both the contrasts and the similarities, you know?
Indeed.
I love
that.
So
I think that kind of brings us to the first down point, though.
Oh, no.
Is how I feel it's the writing that was a little lacking in this first episode. They didn't give her a great big bang, I'm the Doctor speech. Like, it was there, but it felt much more subtle. It was spaced out instead of in some giant speech that I personally would have loved. I wanted a powerhouse speech, but yeah, it was just spaced throughout the episode.
I would even go so far as to say that Jodie Whittaker got ripped off. She deserved her I'm the Doctor basically run.
Yeah.
You know, she deserved that sort of that Henry V moment, you know, with the heroic speech. And she didn't really get it, which maybe her style, maybe that's what Chibnall wants to do. I don't know. Chris Chibnall, if you aren't familiar super with the details, and was a writer formerly with Doctor Who, is now wrote the first episode and is now the showrunner, taking Stephen Moffat's place. So.
Stephen Moffat, the man's a genius, and it makes me sad because I would love to see what he would do with a female Doctor. Like, just his take.
Ooh.
Because he's always done such magnificent things, so it makes me sad to lose that perspective.
Wow. Okay, you totally... I mean, I love Moffat, but I think his time was done. I feel I'm sorry?
I said that's fair.
Yeah, I feel like he had said what he had to say. I think, this is not me denigrating what he did for the show. And I know there are lots of people that don't really like him or that feel like some of his plots are too circuitous and bizarre and whatever. You know what I mean? I think Moffat was a wonderful showrunner and did a lot of great things for Doctor Who. But I thought it was really cool that when he said, you know what, it's time for me to step aside, as one of my painting teachers in college said, that the trick is knowing when to stop. You can always keep
that's
going.
The Chanel quote. Always take off your last accessory. That's not exact, but that's the gist.
I see. I like
take off that. So, you know, you come to the end and don't just keep pushing because you can. Like, look around, say, you know, I did a good job. Now it's time to try something new. Yeah, I get that.
Okay. Well,
we're not really arguing so far. That's unusual.
Well, I mean, we'll figure something. On this and on Doctor Who in general, we may find that unlike other things, which will come up in future shows, that we're not at odds here. You know, I mean, not like we would be if we were talking about strange magic.
You leave my strange magic alone, Tammy. That is not today's conversation.
That is not.
George Lucas got high and made something awesome, and I am okay with it.
That might be the title of the show.
George Lucas
got high and made something magical. I like that.
That's like catfishing people right there if you put that as the title.
That's true. They're
going to talk about Star Wars, not today.
Not today. It's all Doctor Who. But but it's our show, so we can do that.
Indeed.
No, so let's see, where were we? We could disagree. You didn't like Peter Capaldi's Doctor, and I loved Capaldi's Doctor. So
too much anger for me.
Oh, no.
He's bearing emotions under anger.
But
he needs a good therapy session.
Look at the character arc of the Doctor and where the Doctor is when Capaldi takes over, and it's entirely appropriate at every level.
I can agree with that stance. and that argument, and I can see where you're coming from. But I personally don't think he outgrew that anger. But again, I haven't finished watching all of his episodes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm only, according to Amazon, I am on Flatline right now.
Oh, wow. You're way early.
Yes.
You're way early. Oh, you've got a season and a half.
Yep.
So
there's still room, but it's just, she's got so much anger. It brings out anger in Clara, and I like the fun, flirty Clara, not the, oh, you're a horrible human being. Well, not a human being. You know what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, I think we see the characters mature through seasons 9 and 10, and Capaldi especially. And I think his relationship with Clara works better in the last half of the season than the first half of the season. And I think the first season is, or the second season with Capaldi, season 10 is, hold on one second. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm going to try and pick that up where I was before.
Okay, so Capaldi's angry. You're talking character arches?
Well, I mean, I think the Doctor we see, I mean, look at like the 50th anniversary episode. That's a really good picture, though, of like the different character aspects of the Doctor, right?
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think Capaldi is enough of a fan and respects the character enough, and is certainly a fine enough actor that he looked at that and considered that and said, this is where my Doctor's coming from. And I think some of that anger was appropriate. It was good because, even when Matt Smith was mad, he was kind of scary, but he's still pretty huggable. Like when he's angry, when Capaldi's pissed, he's just pissed. And that's, it's nice to see.
So, here's the question. Jodie Whittaker had a moment where she got angry. Yeah. When they kicked the dude off of the, I've got no words apparently tonight. The crane.
Yeah, the crane, right.
Yeah. And she's yelling, you've got no right to do that.
Yes.
And then the anger's gone. Like, here is actually a moment of righteous anger that the Doctor always has.
Right.
Because the Doctor is always trying to save lives.
Right. Exactly.
Like, whenever possible. And they took that moment away. It was so mild. Like, it was like a flare.
Well, and the worst editing choice ever in the history of Doctor Who, that scene happens and then commercial. Like, that was an important moment.
Was it a commercial, or did they go down to Ryan's Nan getting electrocuted?
For some reason, I'm thinking it went right to commercial, but maybe that was a replay. I don't know. Would they have changed that?
No, I'm pretty sure it went straight. Okay, yeah. So guy goes off the crane, then it goes down to it goes down to Nan and Graham.
Right.
I keep saying Nan, but her name was Grace.
Right.
And then she gets electrocuted, and then everybody shows up as she's saying goodbye, and then it went to commercial.
Yeah, that's just go back to Matt Smith. Right? Season 5, episode 2, The Beast Below. And towards the end, he has this totally righteous, angry Doctor thing. And again, still a little huggable, but he's been, like no human has any right to talk right now.
Yeah.
Is I think the line that he says just like almost verbatim. So, they did that, but they didn't let that moment develop at all for her. And it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it went straight from that righteous anger to, ooh, my bad. I keep forgetting that humans can't come back if something goes wrong. And then there's not really a moment. I think when they're at the funeral and Ryan's talking about his dad, that's when the doctor tries to relate, like, yeah, I'm sure somebody will come and support you. But he's saying, you know, that's not who my father is. He's not going to show up. And the doctor, it just looks sad and confused, like, I can't help. And then it cuts away again. I don't think they're really delving into these moments that they could.
There are some interesting editing choices, you know, just the way they're putting these scenes together is a little odd. I said when we were watching the show the first time, and I think at one point at commercial break, I said, yeah, I'm totally distracted because I'm waiting. Grace is going to have to die. Mm-hmm. And I know she's going to have to die, or she's going to go away or something. And she's not going to go away. We're going to get to know her and we're going to feel for her because she's a really cool character. And then
I was hoping for like Rose's mom. That was my argument. Like, hey, that's where they're going to go. And you're like, nah, I think she's dead.
And sadly, I was right.
Yeah, that sucked because Grace was super cool.
Right. But that said, I mean, if she had done like the Rose's mom thing, that would have been totally fine. That would have been perfect. You know, like, I don't want to go out into the universe. I'm going to stay here and, you guys come back and tell me about it every once in a while. Okay, sure. Why not?
That's kind of funny contrast. If you think about parental characters, Rose's mom was like, my God, you just ran off with this older guy and you're not coming back. What the hell? And every time she showed up again, she's like, yay, my daughter's home. Oh, it's you. Like, this is the boyfriend I hate.
Right.
And then you go to Rory. Well, let's go to Martha's mom first. Martha's mom was very much a worrywart. Like, she was okay with her daughter exploring the universe, but she was scared in a much more parental way than Rose's mom was. Donna's grandpa was all for it. Then Rory's dad wanted to go too. And we talked about how Rory's dad, maybe he couldn't go out into the universe, but he went and had his own adventures. Like, it opened his eyes to the world's possibilities. And then you have Grace, who shows up, and people, like, they made her lovable for a reason. That whole scene on the train with Graham, the guys, and she's like, yeah, he can't keep his hands off me. And he's all embarrassed. And she's like, no, I'm in love. Who gives a shit? Like, this is fine. They made her instantly lovable right there.
Mm-hmm, totally.
That should have been the sign.
I'm telling you, that's it. My horrible brain is like, she's going to die. She's going to die. It's,
maybe if we weren't so caught up in the, yay, this is the first episode of a brand new Doctor, go Jodie Whittaker, that would have been the clear sign, like, horror movie status, you did.
Now
I'm sad.
Oh, well, okay. So we lose Grace, but we get our new Friends team.
Again, not a huge fan. You're not a friend. You're a companion. Is that a woman thing?
I don't know. They've been, and the only reason I say that with the almost audible air quotes is that in all the interviews they've been talking about, they always refer to them as friends, not companions. They're friends. And they talked about it, I don't remember, on one of the interviews that she did. And I don't remember even what she said. It wasn't that memorable, but I'm not sure what the distinction is,
what's the difference between a companion and a friend? Because, with Donna, David Tennant they used the lines, I'm looking for a mate, for that fantastic scene.
Right.
When Donna's like, screw you, I'm not down for that at all. I love that scene. So, I mean, they were friends. And he even calls her his best friend in the one special when she's like, I wouldn't leave my best friend without a way to protect herself.
Oh, right. At the time. Yeah.
And then Amy becomes his best friend. Clara's got that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. However you really want to classify that relationship.
That might be a whole other show.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Doctor's romantic entanglements and, the variations. And the whole, number 11 and Amy Pond is like that's a doctoral thesis there.
Yeah. I think Matt Smith's Doctor just didn't have boundaries.
Which is delightful. I mean, that
yes.
sort of childlike aspect of him is what makes Matt Smith one of the things such a wonderful. What he brings to that character is amazing.
So is that like Jodie Whittaker has clear boundaries then?
I don't. What boundaries? I didn't really get a feeling of boundaries on this show. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she was staking out territory. Seems very positive, very friendly, very,
She's got a super can-do attitude, but not in a perky Girl Scout way. I love that. It's it's very much like, no, it's going to get done because it's got to get done, and we're just going to do it. All right, let's go. Like, she's positive. She knows it's going to happen, but you definitely don't want to smack her for it.
Oh, no. Yeah.
She definitely is not like high on sugar. She's just like, yeah, man, we got things to do.
She's such a good actor, and she's so good in this role. I saw something online today that was talking about how she was born for this role, and I thought, in a way, that's really that's not a fair thing to say. It seems like a compliment, but I think she's such a good actor. She understands this role. She gets it, and she tosses herself into it, and she's amazing. I don't know that she had to be born for it. I don't know that it was like some innate talent. I think she's just very, very good at what she does, and she gets this character, and her version of it in her head that she's acting out is really likable, is really wonderful.
Yes, I agree completely. I think saying someone is born for a role is kind of an insult to the craft of acting.
Exactly.
Like, it's not supposed to be an insult. It's supposed to be a compliment, but acting is an art form, and any good actor, they work at it. And when you have a character literally as old in both television years and real life as the Doctor is, there are layers that need to be explored, and you can't just gloss over them.
Yeah,
she's got a subtle approach to those layers. And I kind of don't want them to be subtle. Like with the anger, I want full-on exploration of that anger. Like, they gave different hints of all of her emotions. I really want to explore the emotions, though.
Yeah. Yes, we're agreeing way too much.
Yeah,
we're agreeing
not
way too much. I just need to argue with you about something.
Okay, let's skip to the end of the episode and the wardrobe change that I'm kind of insulted by.
Okay, go girl.
Because when we watched the episode, I said it when we were watching it. It was like they were pandering to a female audience. They had a cliche, let's go to the store. I'm going to try on a bunch of clothes. Like, she is not an ugly duckling getting dressed for prom looking for the right dress. Yes, she's looking for the right outfit. That is true. But it just felt used. And like they were hoping, I think a bunch of women are going to watch this because the Doctor's a woman now. So let's do something they're comfortable with. No, Matt Smith got the most amazing entrance, tying ties and like trying it all on, stealing clothes from strangers in a hospital. And that was taken away from her. I wanted something cool like that. Like, maybe she was shoplifting from stores instead. Like, they were walking down a street and these racks were out on the ground. Like, ooh, I'm going to try this. And to steal in front of a cop, how awesome would that be?
You want the Doctor to be a bad girl.
Yes. I would like a little bit of the positivity can stay, but a little more who the fuck cares needs to come through too.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I didn't see that at all. Okay.
Well, so if we go back, then I think we kind of have to put into perspective that as a female, I watch a lot of romantic comedies, and I watch a lot, like, I am all for it. I love me a romantic comedy, but it kind of felt like it was just played, and they were, it's the scene's been shown in everything. I can name you Disney Channel movies. I can name you 90s teen romance. Like, it's all there. I've seen it before, and I wanted something different. And then you look at Ryan and Yaz, and there's the guy texting away on his phone, not caring. And there's Yaz. Yeah, she looks bored, but she's holding the clothes for her new BFF. Like, I just was not a fan of that scene.
So you made this observation, and I didn't get that because I'm an old guy, and that's one of the millions of differences between us is, I mean, you see things through your eyes. And so I didn't get that. But when you say that, when you articulated it, I went, oh yeah, I totally get that. You know what I mean? And yeah, I know. I think that's well said. I hate to say that again. I'd like to disagree with you here, but
damn. Okay, what can we disagree on?
Well, I mean, you're watching the Capaldi thing. At some point in the future, we'll have to talk about your experience there. But I don't know. No, I think when it comes to Doctor Who, we mostly agree, and that's okay. That
is okay. It's just not as entertaining.
Maybe it's okay. We can.
Maybe someone can disagree with us.
There we go. And then,
maybe there's somebody out there who absolutely loved that scene and they related to it a lot. Maybe it is. Maybe they did do it on purpose, hoping that having a female doctor will bring in a whole brand new batch of viewers. And they were like, let's give them something familiar, which is kind of sad. I think it kind of talks down to the audience a little bit, no matter what the age group is. Like, yeah.
I do have one complaint.
Go.
I do have one complaint. These were presented as like, quote unquote, feature length, right? These are like ostensibly 90-minute episodes. Mm-hmm. And from Wikipedia tells me that this episode is 63 minutes long. And I'm sorry. Yeah, 63 minutes is not feature length. It's cool. It's better than 56, and it's better than half an hour. Don't get me wrong. But it is not, like, I get that you can stretch 63 minutes into 90, but it doesn't make for a pleasant experience to watch it, which is just another reason why,
I mean, if you're given an hour and a half slot, okay, have your commercials. I get it. It's necessary. But use the time you're given. Like, give us that more in depth. Okay, so we're introduced to these friends, which I dislike that term. They're companions. And give us a little more on them. Okay, so they focused a lot on Ryan in this first episode. Ryan and Graham establishing that this is a small community. Yaz went to school with them. She clearly knows, like, they know stuff about each other. But yet we also didn't get to know that much about them besides basic, like, character stereotypes of, I'm this hardworking girl who joined a normally all-male profession. Well, not normally, but like it dominated by men. And I want more. So they're going to send me out on some rando thing nobody believes in. Like, it's stereotypical. Who hasn't seen that before in a female character? I like that Ryan and Yaz are these youthful characters.
Yeah.
Because that's always fun to compare to the Doctor's age.
Youthful humans versus
this centuries-old alien.
Centuries old, yeah. Thousands of years old now at this point? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil you.
The doctor doesn't even know. So.
Yeah.
And then if they make the doctor lie about her age because she's a woman now, I'll be super pissed.
Oh,
like, I want her to be like, no, I sat down and counted the years again. This is it 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck with that. Because that number gets really weird in series 10. So that's all I'm going to say.
I mean, the doctor's old.
Yeah, really. Well, and it's not even so much a matter of, old. Yeah, the amount of time that he's lived through is just, So I guess the other thing that I didn't like, and again, I love Jodie Whittaker and I loved the first episode, but I think there were some things that I didn't like. And I thought, and I liked the way that when we were talking about this before the show, that you labeled this as, I didn't like the adventure.
Yeah, it's the actors are good and you see the potential, but the adventure in the episode was average. Yes,
very much so. Very well said. It was just and I was calling it the story, and I don't know that it really the story. Like it wasn't that the writing was bad. It's just that the idea, what was going on. I mean, again, what did you point out to me that I didn't even think of because I probably watched one of those movies, maybe. Do you remember?
No, you're gonna have to be more specific.
Well, you were saying that the adventure itself is almost a barely unconscious ripoff of like Predator and Alien.
Oh, yes.
Or Predator.
Yeah, there we go. The plot of Predator versus Alien, where Alien uses Earth as a breeding ground, and Predator comes to hunt him. And that's how you move up in the Predator culture is by killing an alien.
Right.
Yeah. And then the humans stumble across it. So, yes. So it's somebody was watching Predator versus Alien and they're like, instead of making the alien what they're hunting, let's make it a human. And let's be honest here. Humans are not hard to hunt or kill.
Exactly.
If you are an advanced alien species and you can travel in a TARDIS blue onion to get to Earth, and you have to cheat as much as that guy does, then I'm with the doctor. You do not deserve to rule. She starts counting the way she's cheating, and just using humans in general is a cheat. That whole species should be ashamed of itself.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, exactly. Why don't you just go out and hunt bunnies, for God's sakes? You big macho aliens.
Well, look at the scary human. I mean, we spend so much time killing each other. We really don't need aliens to come down and do it too. They've got to have better things to do with their time. Or
at least better foes. I mean, come on. Are we really the toughest thing? And don't get me wrong, we win in every movie, so obviously we're the toughest species in the universe. But,
no, we're just egotistical.
Yeah, but apparently, we just produce our own movies. That's why.
Yeah.
The producer never loses. But back to the doctor. I was a little let down in the adventure. I had hoped for something a little more clever, a little more, just God. You know what? I'm not going to be the guy who says I want something more Stephen Moffat-y, because I don't. I'm okay with it being a little more straightforward, but I do. I mean, one of the fun things about Doctor Who is the whole time travel thing and all of the situations that can put you in.
Yeah, give me a fun, scary new monster. So, I said either earlier today or yesterday, I was surprised at how many of the Capaldi episodes I did see. I thought I had only stopped watching after a couple, but I had made it all the way to listen. And I forgot exactly how terrifying that episode is. I forgot when it was on. I actually really loved that episode. And the terrifying creature is your imagination. Right. And I love that so much. So, why can't we have something like that instead of this? I mean, the teeth thing is scary. everybody is scared of the dentist. We all get it. It's creepy and gross. But overall, it was just like, ew, not, oh my God, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Well, I mean, then we get into talking about all the scary Doctor Who episodes, and there's too many of them. But yes, Listen's a great episode. And
I can talk about how I'm terrified of mannequins. Like, I was already creeped out, and then I saw the very first Eccleston one, and now I'm terrified to walk through a mall because there are mannequins everywhere.
Right.
The headless ones that are the issue.
Exactly. Oh, they're all kind of creepy. Come on. Let's see what else. So 60 minutes and 63 minutes of film in a 90-minute show. That's kind of pushing it, but okay, maybe they'll change that ratio up a little bit better. Yeah, even whatever. If they're all an hour long, that's fine. I don't.
Hey, more Doctor Who is more Doctor Who at the end of the day.
Yeah, I hope that we're not going to get fewer episodes that aren't that much longer. That would be sad.
Yes. Now, I think we had something to talk about of the overall arc of the season. So
are you talking about the text today?
Yes, your TARDIS text, but it also harkens back to what we were talking about yesterday. How I my favorite episodes tend to be the standalone ones.
Right.
Where you prefer the arc driven.
I like stuff that is part of a episodic thing that builds to a peak at the end of the series. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for that, but Doctor Who wise, my favorites do tend to be the standalone ones that really have nothing to do with anything. Except for being awesome, like Blink is.
Like Blink, yeah.
Yes.
No.
There's another monster I'm scared of. I don't like statues anymore. If you go to a nursery and they've got that statue section, part of me is always scared to, close my eyes. No, it's not going to happen. I'll go look at the pretty flowers instead.
So my question was, we're at the end of the show, right? The very last scene in the show, we have this view of the Doctor and her three friends.
They companions.
I just say that to piss you off. And
I see that. You're looking for anger and you're finding it. Good job.
And they're floating in space.
Which they don't have long. They are not going to last long.
Yeah, they're not going to last long. Now, there's something that I had said afterwards was like, but that said, we know they're all coming back next week. I mean, that's sort of a silly cliffhanger because it's not a cliffhanger. We just don't know exactly how. It's like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where they get rescued at the last minute miraculously. Something's going to happen. They're not all going to die there. We know that.
Yes, that's true. But, you look at it as in a science mind and you're like, no, then they're dead. They're just dead. But then you look at it in the fun sci-fi TV, we've got more episodes, obviously. And you're like, oh, of course, something's going to happen. I know you're scared that the TARDIS isn't going to show up till the end of the episode.
To the end of the season. That's what I mean.
Or end of the season.
Right. Are they going to, my question was, is like this whole season arc going to be, are they search for the TARDIS? Because we haven't seen it in any preview video. We haven't seen it at all. Like nothing. Like where is it?
And isn't the remodel of the TARDIS just as important and fun as the Doctor's new outfit?
Well,
I always love, and again, I'm referencing Capaldi, which is weird for me, but because I'm watching it, he's sitting there when Clara walks in, and she's like, "Oh, you redecorated," and he goes, "Yeah, there's not enough round things. I love the round things. Where'd I put the round things? I want those round things to be back. Want the TARDIS to be like, I found the round things for you, Doctor. You're welcome."
Exactly.
They were with the pool on the 3rd level.
Yeah, next to the library.
Yes.
Next to the library. Absolutely. I just there's there's a lot of iconic images for Doctor Who. I mean, you're on the TV for 50 years, millions of viewers. It's, that's inevitable. But, there's the TARDIS. There's whatever outfit, costume the doctor's
wearing. Which is
wearing.
always very important to that specific doctor.
Absolutely. Very, very, very doctor specific, even though they do change and morph a little bit and sometimes a great deal. And then there's the TARDIS. Now, well, actually, and I should say in the fourth, what's the fourth? The Sonic.
Yes, the Sonic screwdriver. Which is not a Sonic Swiss Army knife.
Oh, God.
But sadly feels like an alien vibrator now.
Yeah, it's so not right.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Okay, here is something 100% I am not down for is that new Sonic screwdriver. I absolutely love that she built it. Okay, right? It didn't just regenerate.
It didn't spit out of a secret slot in the TARDIS, right? There was none of that. She actually made it.
Yeah, she had to physically build it. Like, I'm a genius. Look at what I can do. The TARDIS didn't do it for her. She's definitely having to manage on her own. And I love that message in general.
Yes.
So you can't help but, because the Doctor's a woman now, you have to put in those feminist messages, not because they did it on purpose, but that's just, you see it. So, we're in an age where we're trying to encourage girls not to drop out of science and math classes, which they do in the middle school, early high school years. That's when they drop out and are like, no, I have to focus on whatever girly thing society says. And now we have a doctor who is straight up like, no, look, I'm a woman. Watch me build, things for myself that work and are amazing. And oh yeah, I can use a buzzsaw and a blowtorch and it's amazing and cool. That's a great message for girls, but also as the doctor as an individual.
Yeah.
Because you have to look at the men who literally have a brand new Sonic handed to them. Like you said, it pops out of the TARDIS, or they reach into their coat pocket and they're like, oh, look, you're new. It was done for him, but now she does it herself.
Absolutely. From scratch.
Yeah.
Scratch. It wasn't we've seen David Tennant and Matt Smith and Christopher, cobbling things together from, this was this thing and I made it into this and now it's a Zygon detector,
Yes.
But she's there forging this damn thing, And
it was eggs.
Yeah. Exactly. It's so yeah, no, it's totally cool. Yeah, but I have to admit, it is a very interesting shape. And
yeah.
I don't care if they came out and said this is a vibrator. It wouldn't bother me.
I think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
How great would that be? She's like, ooh, by the way, this is also my special friend.
Who never lets the doctor down?
Yeah.
Right? No.
Sonic screwdriver, always there to save the day.
I have no problem. I literally have no problem with that. But yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. And I'm going to be embarrassed. There'll be some story. Oh yeah, Jodie designed it herself and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I'll be like, oh, now I feel really bad. But yeah, I'm with you on that.
Bad, not so much. Embarrassed completely. But now, I'm actually looking at these remotes next to me, and I'm wondering if it's a comfort thing, because
sure.
A lot of remotes now have that same kind of build. Maybe she has arthritis. Well, the doctor's old. He can easily have arthritis, and it's designed to make life more comfortable.
It has,
which is also true for a vibrator.
It has the natural curve of a rapier handle. a rapier sword has that curved handle like that, whereas most of the Sonics are just, sticks, right?
Yeah, they look like a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think I'm not sure if I want to stay with the vibrator theory now or if I want to go with this whole arthritis thing.
Yeah, well, she's old.
It's like a 50-50.
Yeah, maybe it's both.
Yes.
Maybe one helps with the other. I don't know. So, and I feel like I've complained a lot. But I think we've also said a lot of good things. I mean, like I said, Jodie's amazing. I expected to really hate the Friends.
Really? You weren't holding out much hope for them?
I wasn't. I was not holding out much hope for them. And sometimes you base this on silly things. Part of it was based on the Comic-Con panel. And I thought, like, Tosin Cole was just, I don't know, he just seemed disconnected and kind of like a jerk. Mandip Gill didn't really say very much, but I love her on the show. And I think Tosin Cole does a good job too. It'll be interesting to see what this whole dyspraxia thing does, like how that gets worked into the season arc. Why is it so important that we had to spend like all this time with him?
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing that we kind of were talking about yesterday, is a lot of these things, they spent so much time on them that they have to be important. If they don't end up being important, then it really does feel like the first episode was wasted. So I think it's going to be good for your love of the overall story arc. I don't think it's going to be so good for my love of individual episodes.
And yet what Chibnall and Matt, Matt Strevin? I have to go back and look. Matt Strevins, yeah. The two of the executive producers of the show have said is that this show is no two-parters. This is all like standalone episodes. I mean, this should be right in your comfort zone.
Yeah, it should be great for me. But now I'm kind of hoping that there's an arc that it builds to in the end. Like, give me something important.
I'm telling you.
Don't just waste my time with these arbitrary, like, oh, I don't like my new step-granddad. Like, no, let's build that relationship. Make me care about this relationship. I like them. And, you've got Graham, who's this cancer survivor. He's nervous about the world because of what he's gone through and the losses he's had in his life. When he started to argue with Ryan, I liked it. I was like, okay, this is how families are. They fight with each other. If you don't fight, then you don't love each other. Like, no family just goes about life all cheery and the Waltons. That is not real. Okay, you have to fight. So I want more of that. When he finally got mad and was like, don't talk to me like that. Okay, let's build on this. Let's build Ryan's confidence. Let's see Yaz take more control and step up and exert authority the way that she did when she put those two women in their place. Like, that was amazing. You are two grown-ass women arguing about a parking spot. Like, what the hell? I've got better things to do with my day. To have a 19-year-old kid say that to you, that's amazing.
That was beautiful.
It was.
That was beautiful. I like her character a lot. Of the three friends.
No.
That pause was just to wait for you to react.
I know. I tried to hold back. I knew what you were doing.
I was just totally trolling you. That's me trolling you. That's okay.
You're a damn puppet master.
I wish. Of the three, I really like Yasmin the best. I don't know why. I just do.
She's strong. She's got some strength into her, and I like it.
I like the idea of her and Jodie Whittaker being like the leaders. And I don't know that that's the way it's going to play out, but I mean, I like that chemistry between the two of them. And yeah.
Well, this is something else that I noticed because I can't remember which episode it was, but it was just a moment of one of the Matt Smith ones the other day when he's yelling at people to shut up. And there is a moment in a David Tennant one, and that's all Capaldi does is tell everyone to shut up. And I think it's funny that the only person Jodie Whittaker's doctor tells to shut up is the older white guy. Like,
well played, sir. Well played, ma'am.
She tells him to shut up like 4 times.
Right.
And sometimes he wasn't even the one talking. Like,
nothing from you.
I mean, that last bit before they get transported into space and he makes that comment about getting a cramp. And she's like, just shut up. I'm trying to work. Like, I'm trying to do something here. And here's an old white guy telling me what to do. And at the very beginning, she's like, no, yesterday I was an old white guy.
Right. I was an angry Scotsman or something, wasn't
it?
Yeah. 30 minutes ago. What a great line.
Yes.
So
it's kind of funny that she focuses on just him, and I wonder if that's something they're going to keep in her character.
No, I mean, traditionally we've seen a lot of wonderful like interplay between characters on the show, and that's one of the great things about it that I think most people don't realize. They think it's like any kind of science fiction thing. People tend to trivialize it and go, blah, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of people flying around space. And it's like, no, it has nothing. I mean, it has everything to do with that, but it's more about the interplay between the characters. That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes it compelling.
Yes, that is why shows last. This has been on for 55 years because of the characters, because of who the Doctor is and what the idea of the Doctor represents. Like, whatever planet the Doctor is on, he or now she is always trying to help. They're doing whatever they can to help. And the relationship between the companions and the doctors and how they're relating to whatever alien or human that they are trying to assist, that's important. We relate to that. How important is helping somebody else, or are we just going to walk away? And that's, I can't remember the name of the character that the alien, that Tim Shaw is hunting, but he's the only guy on that train who's like, no, peace out. I really don't care. But all the others are like, no, I need to know what's happening. Graham's the only one who's apprehensive, but you learn it's because of his history.
Right.
The others are all gung-ho for, yeah, no, freaking alien fell from the sky. Like, what is going on? I need to know. I need to do what I can to help. And that is what's important. That's what we like about the Doctor.
One of the many things. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm thinking we should probably wrap this up.
Okay.
Do you feel like you have a lot more to say?
I don't. I think I'm good. I want it to be Sunday. I need to see where it's going and what's happening.
I know, right? In that sense, the cliffhanger works perfectly.
Yeah. It's annoying because it works and you know exactly what it's doing, and that's even more annoying.
Yeah. And it's not because they're floating in space. I know that's going to be resolved fine. I want to see how this develops because there's so much potential in the opening. There's so many good things. And hopefully Chibnall and crew has a whole season of surprises, of good surprises for us, not maybe more bad rom-com cliches.
Yeah. And hopefully they have a super awesome opening sequence.
Oh, thank you for saying. I've totally forgot about that. So no opening sequence, no closing sequence. What?
They did not exist. And that's one of the other iconic moments.
Yeah. How does that know the theme music, this for 55-year-old theme music, not any version of it at all? Nothing.
It was there. There was one moment
I think it was right when she crashes through the ceiling of the train.
Really?
I'll have to watch it like a fourth time.
I need to go back again.
Sure.
Yeah. I need to go back again because I had some concerns about the score during the show that just seemed really invisible and made me sad. I want to go back.
No,
and
you're
watch
a
it.
music person.
I'm a music, but the music is so good. Oh my God. Seasons like 5 through 8 are just brilliant. All of them. Musically, they're wonderful.
I gotta be honest, I can't make a comment.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I just don't. The music is there, and if it's really good and important, I'll notice it. I'm a storyline person,
right?
And I want the great storyline, so I notice the music if it really helps support that story.
I mean, I think that's everything that's good about the Murray Gold music, especially, starting with Matt Smith. It's so well done. Season 5 is just crazy that way. So, but be that as it may. So let's, I think that's, we've wrapped that up. Next week or sometime in the near future, we'll be back with another episode. What is it going to be about? Do you have any idea what it's going to be about?
I feel like we had discussed starting with Strange Magic.
We did, but this is way better.
Yeah, but then life happened and Doctor Who came out and Doctor Who was clearly much more important. So I think we'll find something that we will actually argue about probably like tomorrow. Yeah.
It won't take us more than 24 hours to find something we can actually disagree on. And we'll do the Strange Magic show. We'll do that.
Yes. Maybe we can do like Big Lots versus Target.
Oh, God.
Or Lowe's versus Home Depot.
Which one should be burned first would be my argument. Not neither one or not one of them deserves to live.
I can't even respond because there's so much anger.
I know.
If you have an issue with savings and great deals on completely random shit you didn't know you needed and really don't need, then that sounds like an issue that is between you and your God.
There's no debating that. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. And this is an issue between me and my deities. And
yep.
Sadly, I'll go down that way. So thanks to everybody for listening. We'll have more information about how to get a hold of us and how to post commentary on and all of that coming up soon. Thanks for listening and tune in next week.
Thanks, guys.